I am going to take you along with me for a little walk. Nothing terribly interesting probably, but it's what I do. I do a lot of not terribly interesting stuff. There is a rule I have about taking video or photography during the bright heat of midday, and that rule is going to be broken today because I'm getting out of the house a little late. Oh, look at this. We have a few new trees and bushes here in the little park, and I appreciate that. The guys have been dropping a few things in kind of at random, and I would love to help them do this. I would even donate some plants or buy some things, but I should talk to Gabby about that. Gabriella is our administrator of the property here. Alhambra is a gated community, and therefore there is some regulation and money to be paid and fees, that kind of thing. Oh, look over here. And so the guys just do what they can and when they, I don't know the rules. I'm sure they would take some donations, but this is what I contend with every time I drive out of here in the car or the motorcycle. I have to watch out for fast traffic. This is going downhill for a good long while, and cars sometimes forget how fast they're going. And a lot of trucks like this one. This is a produce truck, probably loaded with meat, vegetables. I cross over about here. Oh, jeez. So, this is just a typical day in my life. He was going slow. They were both down in their speed, so that's good. Had a couple of things on my mind. A lady in one of our groups, well, I participated in a variety of Facebook groups which address the questions people have of living in Mexico. These are questions that people have. Let me fix my camera here. People have questions about everything. Well, let's say that they are, like I was 2-3 years ago, making plans and considering if this was right for me. They are doing the same, and they have a variety of questions. And sometimes it seems kind of dumb. You know, I think, oh golly, why wouldn't you know that, or how couldn't you not just look that up? And other times the questions are complex and well thought out, and well, anyway, so you can imagine. And I had those same questions. I had the advantage though of knowing that I could probably find the answers without asking a group like that. But in this case, this woman asked an interesting question, and I have been thinking about it. I don't know how to answer her. I sent her a quick answer. I said, you know what, I'm gonna think about this and give you an answer, a better answer than you might get, because people are jumping in on your question saying, oh, it depends on what you want, it depends on what you can do, it depends on how much money, it depends, and I just hate that, because a response to someone's question that begins, ends, or uses the word depends anywhere in it isn't honest. It's not, they're not listening to the person's question. We can all say it depends on your needs. We can all say, oh, it depends on your money, it depends on your age. No, it doesn't. She was asking a question specifically related to the notion of being a single woman in the process of moving to Mexico. And that doesn't depend on anything. It depends on what she just told you. It depends on the fact that she's single. Well, a lot of us are single. Most of us are not. And I've noticed the difference. Here in Querétaro, I believe the advantages go to the couples. They're more socialized. They're more in touch with each other. We single people sort of have to wing it, and we figure out how to meet each other. Here's a man coming here that's Jerry. He is from my neighborhood. He's an American from Chicago. He won't talk to me probably, but that's okay. Hola, Jerry. And so, yeah, he has been impossible for me to get to know. He's quite content in his, he lives several streets over from me, has a nice car, and I'm happy for him. He's been here a good year, at least more than me. Well, anyway, I'm thinking about this woman and her question. Somewhat indirect, but it relates to the, how does she say it? Is it more difficult for a single person? And she expressed the anxiety of doing this on her own, alone, making decisions, knowing it's the right thing. Who do you discuss it with? Who tells you it's okay? I can only say that I had enough people tell me it's okay, it'll work, you can do it. But then they know me, they know that I'm kind of that type of guy. I make up my mind to do something and it's not that impossible, or I would recognize it as impossible. But if it's not impossible, if it's something you can do, or think you can do, or even, well, here's the key. You have to want to do it. Wanting to do it is the key. And I'm going to tell her that wanting is most of it. These guys are going to go through in a second, so I'm just going to sit back and let them go. I don't like to be in their way when, well, maybe not. Let's see. Yeah, it's still red. I'll just go then. Yeah, there they go. This is the boulevard on my hill known as Avenida del Parque, Avenue of the Park, and it runs about 5 kilometers with this series of jogging trails, biking trails down through the middle, and it's quite nice, except walking back. You don't see it, but I'm actually going downhill pretty quickly. I'm gonna run over here. I could go at the red light, but why do that? So I'm still thinking about this lady and how I can give her a bit of information. I don't want to dump on her, but I also don't want to make things too simple, because obviously she's asking a question that she knows has some complication. And I am headed over here. Right in front of me is a cool place. It's meat and one of their specialties is that they will prepare it for you any way you want. And right here is the panaderia. Here in Pan, you say Pan. That is my neighborhood bakery. I'll go in for a while and say hello and pick up a few things. This is my objective today. Hola. Oh, those look so good. So what I will do is you pick up one of these and one of these. And then I go around and pick up what I want. Depends on time of day. They may not have everything out just now, but I'm going to set this down and shut off the camera and pick up a few things. Oh, look over here. And right here is the Pizzeria Artesanal. I'm here a lot. I've come to know the owner, Patricia. And they also have a nice, well, they do, artisanal means the pizza is done in an oven. And they have a couple of good delivery guys. Here is Super Cute, which is a little like our 7-Eleven. I can also pay my bills here. I don't, but I can, I guess. I used to. OXXO is another one. A Chinese buffet here. I haven't been here for a while. Anyway, back at the bakery. Yeah, they weren't really ready for their day yet. They were just setting up. And by evening, it will be full of people and loaded with goodies. I'm gonna dash across here. I got only 3 things there. My favorites weren't all, well, a couple, but anyway, I'm gonna wait. 3 is enough for me anyway. You know, the goodies here at the bakery are so tempting. It's a bad habit. Well, back to my lady who had the question. I just am thinking, what is it that I could tell her? I'm gonna tell her that she needs to, well, once she has settled on a city or 2, she'd probably have 2 or 3, and that would be to join some of the expat groups. We Americans, Canadians, English, Irish, Germans, Spanish and Koreans, and, well, okay, everybody in the world lives here in Querétaro. And we have a couple of groups. We call them expat groups, which invite newcomers and out-of-towners, foreigners, to participate in this life of living in a foreign country. When you join these groups, you suddenly realize you're not alone. There are others like us and like you, and we help each other as much as we can. We give mostly good advice, and oh, look at this. We give reassurance that it's going to work. There are several, well, I'll say a couple at least, in these groups which provide moving assistance. Now, by that I mean, I don't mean trucking, but I mean advice and help getting an apartment. Getting an apartment or a house. Monica, as you all know from my life story, is a realtor, expert in finding an apartment to rent, but her strength is in real estate. There's Soriana over there. We're going to go there eventually. Anyway, the point being that you can join these groups and there will be people there who will help you. And I'll give you an example. There's a lot of examples. I recently joined, about a year ago, I joined a group like this for newcomers in San Miguel de Allende. I don't really have that much interest in San Miguel. It's a great city, it's popular, lots of Americans there, Canadians, but I joined just to get a little different perspective. And in that group, I've noticed a lot of people, a lot of Americans, and a lot of businesses there kind of grew up catering to the Americans and the English speakers. And that's a whole other story, but you will see in that group, or the ones in Querétaro, people needing help finding something, maybe a medicine. Maybe it's a product that they really would like to have that they can't find easily here. And we have Costco and Walmart and, oh boy, Sears. We have some of those big box names. Right there ahead of you, you see Home Depot. But there will always be a product that you need and you can't find it. So they come online into the group and ask these questions. And I think this woman that I'm speaking about, she should do the same. Because it isn't just limited to asking questions about climate or the price of rent and stuff like that, but you know, we help each other find stuff, silly as it sounds sometimes. You know, how to find a pillow. It's one of my jokes, but I guess I'll just encourage her to do that. The internet has changed, and Facebook has helped it along. Facebook and these various groups that are forming or have formed on Facebook really are super valuable to people like me and to this woman who will eventually connect with people like herself. I'm sure that somebody will eventually step up and say, hey, I'm a single woman too. Just this past weekend we had a breakfast social event, and I met 3 women, 2 of which are married, 1 is not. But I tell you, those 3 gals would be super good for this woman I'm talking about, because they seem so strong women, you know, like nothing's stopping me. And 2 of them were 74 and 1 just short of 70. And I just sat there listening to these girls talking, like, wow, I need I need a travel partner like these 3. Wouldn't that be great? I do a lot of traveling alone, and Norma goes with me, other my guy friends. But I seriously need these brave women who can't be told no. That's how I describe it, sorry. Anyway, I'm here and my camera's floating all over the place. I have something in here I want to buy. I'll be right back. One thing you will see in Mexico that we don't have in the United States are these big water tanks, and these would be for like a water reserve on top of your house usually. Yeah, it's gravity fed. You'll have a small pump, or maybe city pressure pushes it up there. But at any rate, this would be a water supply for your house. I don't have one because we don't need it. Just by coincidence here, a couple of bikes that I considered before I bought mine. This one here in the green and bronze and black would have been mine. A little higher, well, much higher priced, and just more than I needed, but isn't it beautiful? I love it. Back to what was I gonna say? Back to the bakery. I'm going over there, but let me talk to you while I go. One of the things that can be a little annoying, and I don't know if they learned this from the United States or what, it bothered me there too, but clerks, when you go to check out, the first thing they will say, well, they might say hi and they'll be very friendly, but they might say, is that everything? And I just find that the strangest thing. I mean, I've been in the store a while. I've gotten my tray of stuff or my cart of groceries, and I'm there now with my wallet in my hand, and they ask me if that's everything. And I always think to myself, you know, that's just a bad habit. I was a clerk part-time in the United States. I worked at a thrift store for a lot of weekends, and so I just never could find a reason to say that. Is that everything? Is that everything? No, they're standing in front of me with 60 things in their cart. Or they have one. One thing. How do you question that that's not everything? But at the, I will say this though, the people at the bakery that we just were in are so nice to me. They've all kind of come to recognize the gringo, and I have ways to be friendly. You know, I've given myself the advantage of being chatty. That helps. And then here at Home Depot, the same thing. I have a little fun with that. I have often said, oh no, I need a special product, I can't find it, and all I can see is this girl, and I think, oh no, a girl. What will she do? How will she know anything? And I'm always surprised that these girls seem to be pretty smart, and they find it for me. Either they know right off or they ask. That's cool. The Home Depot here is a little smaller than I'm used to, and it's I would say it probably has a bit leans to a specialty market here. They have things that we use in Mexico that you don't have in the north, and vice versa. There are things that they don't need here. Now I am coming into the grocery store. This is my supermarket. This is the closest one, and I kind of prefer it. I mean, it's not the fancy one. The other two in the neighborhood are a bit another mile over. I can't walk to those. I can drive easily enough, but I just like this one because it's a little more basic. I don't have to have the fancy location every time, but this is where I'm at. I'm just down the hill from my house. Right now, my local Soriana is undergoing a bit of remodeling, but what's strange is that they are chopping off about a fifth of it. If you see the guys up there working, up high there, up there, they are building a wall to close off that north end, and I don't know why. Maybe the store was just too big from the beginning. They're remodeling in a modest way, and it's very nice from what I've seen. It used to be three colors, white, beige, and white. Now it's actually white, red, and black. It's pretty sharp. And so I'm waiting now for my pizza guy, so bear with me. You know, this morning I had a really nice breakfast. I made a very good chorizo, onion, cheese omelet. But I just need pizza with bacon. Isn't that great? This is 29 pesos, or let's say 30, would be an almost even $1.50 US dollars. And there's my PIZZETA place here. I am not my favorite, but I'm here a lot. But right over there is my favorite, and where the guys are, and the lady in the orange or yellow sweater, that is my Chinese place. And just beyond that is another favorite, Chile King. And beyond that is a sandwich place, and then the ice cream place way down there. I'll be going there soon. And then over there is my gal who makes sandwiches. She is really good. I'm there a lot. Why do I not use my kitchen? Well, because this place is here. I love PIZZETA. And then after pizza, the rule is you have chocolate chip ice cream, and from right over there. Yay! Oh, I was hoping she'd wave at me. I sometimes stop here for my taxi ride into city center. Over there's a police pickup. Our police trucks here are almost always Fords, but occasional Chevy or Dodge, and sometimes a smaller Toyota, I believe. Well, I had a good lunch and just a nice restful time. I come down here to the Soriana food court basically to just sit. There's a nice pickup there. Ooh, sweet, sweet, sweet. And oh, a bit of news. You're looking here at the COPPEL store. Now, COPPEL is a little like Target. I like everything about this store. I have bought a lot here. I got my TV here. I love that orange bike with the flowers on it. That green one, that one there, that blue one is a sweetie. I need a little bike for running around downtown, not at home, but downtown where I could store it or park it at my friend Norma's house. COPPEL here also has VENTO motorcycles, of which I like 2 or 3 very, very much. I think these are customers out here. And I got my helmet here. But what was I gonna say? Nothing, I guess. Oh, I know what I was gonna say. Ooh, I like that. I know what I was gonna say was that when I was inside there just now, I noticed that mall door from connecting Soriana's food court with COPPEL is open. Now, it was closed, man, a year and a half ago. Right at the beginning of COVID, they shut that door, which meant you couldn't travel back and forth. You had to go outside and back in. And that's no big deal. It's just that it's a sign of progress. We are hopefully moving out of COVID emergency status. Going across. Going across, going across, going across. Yeah. I'm a little less limber carrying this phone, this camera, and I have not only my regular shoulder bag, but my purchase bag for my stuff I bought today. Look at the bougainvillea. And over there, it's everywhere. This little playground has room for grown-ups as well to do their exercises. It's basic equipment, and I see a lot of grandmas out here in the morning. Come this evening when it cools down, you'll see grandpas and grandmas out here. Okay, now I'm looking downhill from where I was earlier, and now I'm going back. I'm climbing up the hill, and then over there is a little strip mall I like, a couple of banks, Domino's Pizza. That black building in the distance is a casino, and down around there is the route I take to go over there and Then here, just going across, let's hurry. Traffic's kind of open for me. A crosswalk that's painted white means pedestrian has the right-of-way. And if you get too close to the street, then cars will stop and expect you to walk across or run across, so I don't approach the intersection too quickly. I don't want to have them stop just for me. Oh, look at that. So I approach when everything is slowed down. I don't like to take my liberties with traffic and cars. I mean, I'm on foot. They should have right of way. But the drivers here tend to be very watchful of pedestrians. Kind of overdo it a little. So I step back until I have a clear shot. I always walk in the center of the boulevard just because it's safer. But once in a while I come over here and chat with my gal friend. She and her partner have her business partner have a really nice collection of cars usually, and I always look at the cheap ones thinking, you know, maybe I could, like that Ford there, the Ford Focus, and back there is a March. There's a Chevy Aveo that looks really nice. Although sometimes they have some cars that are pricey. They have a lot of Mercedes, sometimes Audis and Range Rovers. Here's a little place I rather enjoy also. There are, let me think, 1, 2, 4. There are 4 of these plant nurseries in the neighborhood, my neighborhood. And I have bought a few things here, although the other 3 are older. This one came about a year ago and they set up new here. But it's a good place. It's just that I haven't needed them as much. Here's something you won't see very often. Porsche and a dump truck at the massage shop. Okay. And there's CrossFit. They're busy all the time. This parking lot will fill up tonight. And the music will start. I'm really tempted to come join. And then I think, well, why? I've just walked 4 miles going to Home Depot and back. And so I'm home. Let's see who's here. Ah, there's Rolando. Rolando.
¿Qué pasó?
¿Te portas bien?
Muy bien, muy bien.
El chavo adentro.
Braulio.
Braulio.
Hey.
Oh, yeah. Braulio is new. Hey, Gabi? She's over there? Okay, a casa. I was going to show you at lunch that, well, what I went to buy at Home Depot is this thing, a roller platform stand for my larger plants. I think now this makes all of them. I have all of them on a roller thing of one kind or other. Look, can you tell what that says? What is it? It's pretty much the same in English. Well, anyway, this is kind of pricey. They are like $3.80, $3.50. Let's say so $17. Let's say that's a lot. and I have a bunch of them. They are cheaper at the Mercado de Flores, but and they're handmade and nice enough, but I'm not there, I'm here. So it's always good to be home. It's fun to go and fun to come back. Like Jerry Seinfeld says, as soon as we get there, we gotta come back. I can't tell his version of it, but you get the idea.